Hi everybody, this is Phil Kerner, the Tool and Die Guy, and wow, it's almost a couple days away from Thanksgiving here in the United States of America. So for all my nerds out there, especially my drafting nerds, all right, it's been amazing. All the videos I've put up on YouTube, boy, those drafting videos, people really like that. It brings back a lot of memories for them, and I did several on them, and I'll be really honest why I stopped. I do not have the patience anymore. Oh my God, is that time consuming, right? But it was a lot of fun. But back to that. Several years ago, I found some blueprints, we'll go over those in a second, from one of my mentors, Norman Reitman. And I was so impressed by his drafting skills back in the 70s, late 70s, when I was running blueprints one day and, gassing out the rest of the office with the smell of ammonia. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, you can already smell it, right? But I ran a couple for myself because I was so impressed by his work and inspired to be as good as he was someday. Now, just make one thing clear here. He was not just an excellent draftsman. He was almost like an illustrator. He was also an excellent engineer. He was a professional registered engineer, and he never finished high school. He went into World War II. Smart bunch of guys back then, right? So anyways, I had these blueprints, and they were on sale at the Tool and Die Guy for a few years. And, scanning in a blueprint with your local print shop or whatever, they don't come out very well. These blueprints are yellow now, they're creased. Some had tears in them that I repaired, and they just don't come out as well as the original tracing would have. And I have been kicking myself for 15 years since I've had this site that I don't have an original tracing of Mr. Reitman's. Well, until this week, this past Tuesday, I picked up 4 of Norman Reitman's original tracings, and they do not disappoint. And what I'm going to do is show you them now, and figure out a way that maybe make a few of them available online. So let's take a look. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, I saved a few blueprints that I ran back in '78, and see what happens. They stick together sometimes. All these creases, I don't know if the yellowing is picked up, stains, and having these scanned in is one thing, and trying to repair them in Photoshop is another. These are really beautiful drawings, and this is why I wanted to get a hold of the tracing. This second one might look familiar to you guys a little bit. That used to be on the Tool and Die Guy site, and it's not bad. I cleaned it up pretty well, but see the shading there? And even on the blueprint, it's much better. Again, a lot of creases. This one wasn't damaged, luckily, but just really hard to get it right, being so old. The details were really well done here, but again, that's the best I could do without a trace. So this is the first of 4 tracings. I thought we'd start with a basic one, which is very, like every draftsman would start off with something this simple, detailing. Again, the printing is always impeccable. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, 2 days for my birthday, 1978. I was probably there when he drew this. Let's get the focus back. Okay. A couple things I'll point out quickly. I love the 2 place dimensions when it's not critical. We'll put the 3 places in when it needs to be there. But this is something that, just a basic drawing like this, that every aspiring draftsman should be able to do. Pretty simple here, right? By the way, when he does these splits for these shafts, I remember he does these all by hand. No template used there. And just a stud there. Okay, nothing remarkable there, but let's move on to the drawing number 3. This is all right. Drawing number 3. Again, not anything earth-shattering here. A couple things I do like about this particular. What is this thing? Rollover lift bale. Okay, he designed machinery a lot for production parts. Of course, this tracing's got a little creasing. I probably can repair this with some ironing very carefully. Again, the shading, the weldment, the printing, everything's as it should be. You can tell looking at it's very easy when you're the guy that's going to build this what he wants. One of my favorite things about this particular drawing is, we've got this, this trunnion, okay, over here, and he has to do a 3D of it over here because of the angle. And if you've ever worked with an ellipse template, that's not that easy to do. And then he shades it too. Okay, again, nothing remarkable, but we're moving forward. Let's get to drawing number 2. All right, what do we have here? 1976. I think it was a little before my time. All right, so not a lot going on this side, but lots of details here. He never ran out of room for some reason. He thought ahead when he put his notes in, and he never ran out of room. And again, love the fractional dimensions. Two places. There's a one. He'll call it out when it needs to be there. Then we'll go right to fractional. Love the overhead shot here, the plan view. Again, if you're building this thing, boy, you really understand it. Now, back then, it was AutoCAD's really fun, right? Because you can take this whole drawing and give the guy a 3D up here. Well, we didn't do that back then, but the attention to detail, never overruns his lines. I think he figured he did enough there. That's obviously a socket cap screw, but very creative where he put his notes, fractional dimensions. That's all we need sometimes, right? And then let's get to the Holy Grail number 1. So as I mentioned earlier in my introduction, that I was just so frustrated that I never got a hold of one of his tracings, and I couldn't have gotten handed a better one than this one as an example of his work. So let's take a look at this. Obviously, what's he calling this? This is a special twin spindle drill head. 1979. That was after my time there. I worked there from 77 to 78 in high school. The shading. Okay. If you've ever done this, we have to draw 2 circles right next to each other, and I can feel that there's no compass point there. That was done with the circle template. If you're off at all there, it looks terrible. And he never misses it. They're all perfect. I don't understand it. Very always calling out what he needs. The pulley, the belt. Again, the details, all done by hand. This is, again, the shading. He showed me how to do this once, and I just never had the patience to do it right. And I hear him back there drawing, and he never snapped the pencil, never said, oh my God, oh shit, like I would say 100 times a day. So we're going to do something at least with this one. This one's too good to not get online somehow, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that trip down memory lane. As I said, I'm going to get a couple of these, the 2 best ones scanned in, and we'll start experimenting with some sizes. Full size. That'd be a big print. But I want these to be almost like something you buy in an art store, and not for $1,000, maybe for $9.99, but something nice. And I'm going to look into it. This is, as I said, a bygone era where these guys were just so good and trained more as illustrators than draftsmen. I think I'm repeating myself now. So, hey, listen, if I don't get on here before then, happy Thanksgiving to my American counterparts. And as we go into the holidays, hope everybody's over the politics now. Take a deep breath, all right? And this is the time of year where we're all supposed to get along. See you on the next video.